we continue to support Israel's right to self-defense, particularly in the face of the attacks by the Iranian regime. Allies will keep working together to de-escalate across the region, because we know there is no military-only solution here. The answer is diplomacy. And now we must make the most of this moment. What is needed now is a ceasefire in Gaza, the immediate and unconditional release of all hostages, immediate access to humanitarian aid, and a return to the path towards the two-state solution as the only way to deliver long-term peace and security. The dire humanitarian situation cannot continue. And I say once again to Israel, the world will not tolerate any more excuses on humanitarian assistance. Civilians in northern Gaza need food now. The UK strongly supports UNRWA in the vital work it does in Gaza across the OPTs and the region. UNRWA must be allowed to continue its life-saving support. The suffering must end, including in Lebanon, where we also need a ceasefire, to implement a political plan based on UN Resolution 1701 that empowers the Lebanese armed forces, strengthens UNIFIL, and allows communities on both sides of the border to return to their homes, delivers humanitarian and economic support to the people of Lebanon, supports democracy, and bolsters the Lebanese state. And while the situation is incredibly tough, it is also true that Russia is getting weaker. This war is soaking up 40% of their budget, and last month Russia suffered the highest daily casualty rate so far. So we discussed how to speed up our support for Ukraine, and the UK is delivering. 95% of the equipment that we promised to fast-track in July is now in Ukrainian hands. And together with the G7, we're working to send 50 billion euros of support to Ukraine, drawn from the proceeds of frozen Russian assets. So as Ukraine enters a difficult winter, it is important to say we're with you, we're absolutely united in our resolve, and we'll back Ukraine for as long as it takes.